Hi guys, Piotr here. This is LiteFinance Global YouTube channel and it's my pleasure to be with you again. Well, end of the month, market in a turmoil, so we are going to make the monthly update. We are going to check what is going on and what next when it comes to March. Well, let's start with the dollar versus Russian ruble. Huge upside break through 80 level. So looks like that's the monthly chart. Looks like well, we are going to end up above. The question is about the upper shadow eventually. How does it look like from the weekly chart perspective? As you may know, the Russian central bank raised interest rates up to 20%, if I'm not mistaken. And well, that's how it looks. We've seen the breakout already towards the end of the week, right? So we closed the previous week above 80. So I see, as of now, I see either closing the gap when it comes to the upper shadows, right, within the course of the beginning of March. Of course, that's the pure speculation, depends what's going to happen around, right? Or we might see a retest as low as the breakout point and the mid of that consolidation, somewhere between 80 and 76. That's how it looks from this weekly chart perspective, and then a retest of these highs could be in place. Finally, the daily chart. Finally, the daily chart looks like we've seen already twice, Friday and Thursday, the market was gapping up, but towards the end of the day, we've seen falling candles, right? What's going to happen today? Well, we will see, but again, I wouldn't be in rush to try to trade long side from here when it comes to this particular currency pair, maybe waiting for better levels. Of course, if it's going to be tradable. All right, the next one is Eurodollar. All right, and here, there you go. The market is trying finally with this upper shadow we've seen towards the end of the February. Market may want to fulfill our target. If you do remember, some time ago we were discussing the eventual break to the upside or to the downside from that consolidation. If it's to the downside, then we should move the same amount of the pips at least. So some stop count below 110 could be in place. This upper shadow doesn't look great. Let's have a look what we have on the weekly chart when it comes to the Eurodollar. Very low weekly open. All right. So we're just trying to test. This 111.50 possible demand zone. Very curious because it's all going to be the answer we are going to get once the market is going to try to retest the weekly open, and then depends on where we are. We might try to look for some selling opportunities with this target, as I mentioned, below 110, right down towards 109.50. Let's have a look what we have on a daily chart. Well, small consolidation. In between 14.50.15 and to the downside 11.50.11. So we are talking about some like 350-400 pips, and in that case, basically taking into consideration what is going on, I would either be looking from the daily price action perspective. If it's the possibility to try to trade the upside, I wouldn't chase the short side here. Eventually, that would be somewhere close to 12.80.13. That could be eventually the entry level for the sellers, but overall that's gonna be also the half of that consolidation, right? So that's quite a reasonable place to try to trade that way, down towards what we discussed a second ago, 950 something. That's how I see the things on the euro dollar. Again, be careful today, last day of the month, some fireworks. Of course, we've seen T+2 previous week, so that was quite important. But anyway, we are going to try to paint the monthly candle today. If we are going to hold 1140, 1150, that might be for a beginning of the March a little bit the positive for the buyers. So that's the euro. That's the euro dollar. The next one we are going to talk about is dollar yen. Also, well, the higher interest rates we are talking when it comes to the US is a positive here. Of course, any kind of the turbulence. And the bulls get the problem to push through 116, right? But as you can see, even with this negative sentiment currently, all right, we're trying to hold the trend line, and we are fighting to close the month above 115, and the next possible target might be in that case closer to 120. Slowly to the upside. Let's have a look where we have possible demand when it comes to the weekly chart. Well, in that case, I wouldn't be surprised if the market is going to try to push lower from here and retest, for example, levels close to 111.50, 112, and from them move higher, looking for the liquidity above 118.50 up towards 119, maybe 120, as discussed a second ago. The next one is a daily chart. And well, I would say a little bit of the upward consolidation in the channel. We've seen some. It would be worth to watch that one. And in case of the aggressive approach, the bottom failure, some kind of the candle with the lower shadow, for example, like this, right, could be some kind of the buying opportunity. And same here, if we are going to see some kind of the rejection at the top, that how it would play out short term when it comes to the dollar yen. All right, next one is a gold. Next one is a gold. We've seen attempt to go higher. Market, the sellers are trying to build upper shadow around 1950, 1970 and trying to get back below 1915. If that's gonna be the case, well, I'm not gonna be surprised if we are going to stay as it is with this upper shadow. I'm not gonna be surprised if we are going to try to retest 1780 or maybe even 1690. But of course, if there is a nervousness when it comes to the market, of course, I'm not gonna be surprised to see buyers stepping in 1780, 1690, right? But to keep the positive momentum, the bulls have to push through 1980, maybe even through 2000, making the strong monthly close. We will see if that's gonna be the case here. Weekly chart, rejection, last week rejection, strong move on Friday, and as I mentioned, the supply zone which been taken out, the bulls were not able to hold towards the weekly close above. Upper shadow rejection, same today. So looks like the bears may want to, as I mentioned, start to looking for some kind of the fading if the higher time frame gonna be is going to look like a bit of negative. Again, this type of the rally is needed to keep the positive momentum when it comes to the bulls. And the daily. And the daily, very similar story, push through the resistance, stop hunt and rejection. No change in view here as well. So as long as below 1984, 1950, 1984, I see the possibility for a deeper pullback, and based on the daily chart, it could be first what we already seen around 1850, right? And then half of that consolidation, 1780, the next possible target. So guys, be very careful, especially today, last day of the month, a little bit of the nervousness around the market, so stay safe. Again, do your own homework, do your own research. I wish you great next trading day. See you around, take care, and goodbye.